What's up, people? Pizowell here, and today I want to talk to you about Lucio Fulci's The Gates of Hell, aka City of the Living Dead. Now, this is partially going to be a review of the movie as well as a review of this new Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing. Now, City of the Living Dead, which was renamed The Gates of Hell for its US release, but I'll refer to it as City of the Living Dead here on, is one of my favorite films from Lucio Fulci. As for my favorite Fulci movie, I go back and forth between City of the Living Dead and Zombie, but I find myself in a City of the Living Dead mood more often than I do a zombie mood. I can remember seeing the artwork for the VHS release of City of the Living Dead in the video store as a kid and being so struck by it. The artwork is beautiful, there's no doubt about that. In fact, it's one of my favorite pieces of poster art right there alongside Spooky's Maniac and The Mutilator. There was something about it that drew my eye whenever I was at the video store. However, I just never pulled the trigger and actually rented the movie. It wasn't until many years later that I finally watched City of the Living Dead, and much like that artwork, I found the film just as evocative. City of the Living Dead opens with a priest committing suicide, and the following 90 or so minutes of the film can best be described as a waking nightmare. A movie cloaked in fog and howling wind, with a loose narrative that follows a logic entirely its own. The movie features a great cast, including Christopher George, Fulci regular Catriona MacColl, Carlo DeMeo, and Giovanni Ribisi, all of whom deliver strong performances. Fulci's penchant for making his audience squirm with gory visuals and dread-filled atmospherics is very much on hand here. The makeup effects are fantastic. The faces of the dead are nightmare fuel. Forget about blue paint or exaggerated features. The zombies in City of the Living Dead are covered in maggots and mealworms and appear as if they've been skinned, burned, and privy to torture that would make Desaad cringe. As for the practical effects in City of the Living Dead, buckle up and get those barf bags in hand. We have some incredibly gruesome effects on hand here, including a character who gives all new meaning to puking your guts out, and another graphic and extremely well done sequence that could be a drill safety PSA. Characters are besieged by a hurricane of maggots and mealworms, and some characters meet their demise by having the backs of their heads crushed and their brains squeezed out. One character is force-fed a handful of slime and worms. It's a movie that just makes you feel icky afterwards. And I don't know about you, but I love that feeling. But City of the Living Dead isn't all about sadism and gore. Fulci is a master of creating atmosphere. And for me, his movies don't get any more atmospheric than City of the Living Dead. Fulci chokes nearly every frame in thick fog or dust or both, and the wind is constantly howling. The characters in the audience are rarely given a free moment where we aren't tormented by horrific visions, disgusting moments, or outright attacked by the dead. It's a film that puts you in an uncomfortable mood right from the beginning and doesn't let go until the end. The cinematography and the art design are both absolutely fantastic. The sequences that take place in the catacombs beneath the cemetery with the skeletal remains of the dead buried there hanging from the ceiling are awesome. The atonal music created by Fabio Frizzi works perfectly in sync with the visual atmospherics. City of the Living Dead is like watching a nightmare. The mood, the atmosphere, the loose plotting. Have you ever had a nightmare in which the evil, and I use that term broadly, always seems one step ahead of you? No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, it always finds you. That's City of the Living Dead. I cannot recommend City of the Living Dead any higher. This is definitely one of, if not my very favorite film from Lucio Fulci. It has all of the elements that I love in Lucio Fulci films, and it has them in spades. This is a great, strange, atmospheric, gruesome, beautiful, and delightfully disgusting film. If you're a fan of the film, this Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing is a must-own. As for the presentation, this release comes with a slipcase that features some very cool artwork. Very nice artwork. Here is the back of the slipcase with the plot, the special features, the credits, and all the technical specs. The Blu-ray case is clear, which I think is very cool. The sleeve is reversible, and on the reverse of the sleeve, we have the Gates of Hell artwork, that artwork that I was talking about at the beginning of this review that was so evocative, that always drew my eye whenever I was in the video store as a kid. Just awesome, awesome artwork. I love this artwork. Great stuff. The back of the sleeve features the same information as the slipcase. There is the disc, and there is the other side of the sleeve that features the artwork that is on the slipcase. This release also came with a magnet featuring the Gates of Hell artwork. Very cool. Overall, this is a very handsome release from the fine folks over at Scorpion Releasing. As far as picture quality and sound quality are concerned, this release features a new 2020 4K color grading and restoration of the film from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. I thought the picture quality on this release looked absolutely fantastic. The image quality is crisp, it's clean, the colors pop. This is the best City of the Living Dead has ever looked. I'd give the picture quality here a solid 4.5 out of 5. Same thing with the audio quality. City of the Living Dead looked and sounded absolutely fantastic on this Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing. As far as extras are concerned, first up we get We Are the Apocalypse, an interview with writer Dardano Sacchetti. It's 53 minutes in length. Sacchetti discusses Fulci's love of Agatha Christie. He discusses the runaway success of zombie, aka zombie flesh eaters all over the world. He discusses the duality of Lucio Fulci, how on a good day he was a serious professional. However, on a bad day, he just wanted to finish the day's work quickly so that he could go out clubbing that night. He discusses the producer's arbitrary nature with the budget, giving money, then taking it away. Sacchetti admits that he's not a big fan of City of the Living Dead and actually calls it a mess, and much more. Next up, we get Through Your Eyes, an interview with Catriona MacColl. It's 37 minutes and 1 second in length. Ms. MacColl discusses first meeting Lucio Fulci and getting cast in City of the Living Dead. She discusses working with Lucio and how he trusted her as an actor and didn't provide her very much direction. She discusses shooting on location in Georgia and working with Christopher George. She discusses being buried alive in the film and having lots and lots of maggots and mealworms blown into her face. She discusses having all 3 films she did with Fulci get banned during the Video Nasties era, and much more. Next up, we have Dust in the Wind, an interview with cameraman Roberto Forge Davanzati. It's 13 minutes and 14 seconds in length. Mr. Davanzati discusses getting hired to work on City of the Living Dead and working with Lucio Fulci and how much respect and affection he felt for Lucio Fulci. He discusses Christopher George putting worms in Fulci's pipe as payback for the maggot hurricane sequence, and more. Next up, we have The Art of Dreaming, an interview with production designer Massimo Antonello Galing. It's 45 minutes and 50 seconds in length. Mr. Galing discusses being a big fan of Fulci long before working with him. He discusses how his working relationship with Fulci got off to a rocky start, but eventually he gained Fulci's confidence. He discusses shooting on location in Savannah, Georgia. He discusses creating the sets beneath the cemetery, and much more. Next up, we have Tales of Friendship, an interview with cinematographer Sergio Salvati. It's 30 minutes and 49 seconds in length. Mr. Salvati discusses how his working relationship with Fulci began and how that working relationship turned into a friendship. He discusses how The Beyond is his favorite collaboration with Fulci, and much more. Next up, we have I Walked with a Zombie, an interview with Giovanni Lamberto Radice. It's 22 minutes and 49 seconds in length. Mr. Radice discusses first meeting Fulci and getting cast in City of the Living Dead. He discusses how his character was supposed to be a hunchback, but talked Fulci out of making him wear an actual hump on his back. Mr. Radice discusses hearing about Fulci's reputation with actors, but recalls Fulci always treating him kindly. Radice describes Fulci as a gloomy and introverted man who hated being pegged as a B-movie director in Italy. He discusses his character's death and how that gruesome effect was achieved, and much more. Next up, we have They Call Him Bombardone, an interview with special effects artist Gino De Rossi. It's 22 minutes and 55 seconds in length. Mr. De Rossi discusses creating the drill bit for the infamous drill kill. He discusses the prank Christopher George pulled on Fulci on the set by putting worms in his pipe, and how Fulci accused him of doing it. Mr. De Rossi discusses how the storm of maggots was done, how disgusting it was, and much more. Next up, we have The Horror Family, an interview with father and son actors Viventino and Luca Videntini. It's 19 minutes and 14 seconds in length. They discuss shooting on location in Savannah, working with Lucio Fulci, Fulci being difficult to work with at times. The young Videntino recalls being so freaked out by the makeup effects on the zombies that he literally crapped his pants on the set. They both discuss attending a horror convention in New Jersey and making a ton of money there, and much more. Next up, we have Building Fulci City, a video appreciation by Stephen Thrower, author of the definitive tome Beyond Terror, The Films of Lucio Fulci. It's 37 minutes and 34 seconds in length. Mr. Thrower discusses Fulci's success with zombie flesh eaters and how that led to City of the Living Dead, including the producers, the shooting locations, the cast, the plot, the Lovecraft influence, the loose ends, the duality of how beautiful the film looks and how graphically violent it is, and much more. Next up, we have Reflections on Fulci, an appraisal of Fulci's Gothic period by actor, writer, and director Andy Nyman. It's 26 minutes and 50 seconds in length. Mr. Nyman discusses his first impressions of Fulci, his incredible visual style and penchant for graphic violence and gore, the makeup effects, working with people who'd worked with Fulci and picking their brains about him, and much more. Next up, we have The Dead Are Alive, a video essay by Kat Ellinger on Lucio Fulci and the Italian zombie cycle. It's 25 minutes and 26 seconds in length. Ms. Ellinger discusses the history of zombies in film and how Romero changed everything with Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead and what inspired the Italian zombie cycle, including its indulgences, and how Fulci's zombie films stand out from the pack. We get alternate title sequences, trailers, TV and radio spots, and we get 2 audio commentaries, the first with Troy Howarth and Nathaniel Thompson, and the second audio commentary with director of photography Sergio Salvati and camera operator Roberto Davanzati, moderated by film professor Paulo Albiero. I listened to the commentary with Mr. Howarth and Mr. Thompson. It was incredibly insightful, very, very informative, and highly entertaining. A great commentary for City of the Living Dead. This is a loaded Blu-ray release for City of the Living Dead from Scorpion Releasing. If you're a fan of this film, this release is a must. We get great picture quality and sound quality and lots of extras to sink your teeth into. Again, this is a must if you are a fan of Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell. If you picked up this Blu-ray from Scorpion Releasing, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. Let me know what your thoughts on City of the Living Dead are down in the comments section below. And let me know what your favorite Lucio Fulci film is down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. A big thank you to all my awesome Patreon supporters. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and join me for monthly live streams and have a say in what movies I review on my channel. Patreon.com/pizowell or follow the link in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.